Ah, Jarl, you are safe. I hope the same may be said about Sarga.
He was headed back to the temple last I saw him.
Moons, I pray he does not get any other ideas. Haldoras has his hands full as it is. He found these ones searching for a fork to put out their eyes.
They want to blind themselves?
The Moon Bishop told them that if they blind themselves, they would remain hidden from the dragon's sight.
They need a fork for that?
Not just any fork. A two-tined iron fork smelling ever so slightly of roast beef. Please, help me keep them from finding this smelly thing.
Alright, what do you need me to do?
This one smells meat wafting on the wind. It is not an odor he would call beefy, but he thinks it may be the trail they were following. Haldoras will keep his eyes on these ones, so they may keep their eyes.
Why do you think this smelly fork will help them hide from dragons?
Because they are insane. Only a sugar tooth would believe putting out their own eyes would blind the dragon. And even they would have the sense not to do it unless it got them more skooma. I count my blessings that not just any fork will do.
What if I can't find this fork, assuming it exists?
And take every fork to be found and pitch them off a cliff. This one doesn't care so long as it keeps these fools from doing themselves harm.
I encountered an odd character after I rescued Sarga. I think he's responsible for this.
You did? What did he... Wait, why didn't you stop him?
He said the priests were in danger in his own cryptic way. This is all it came to him.
Dark moons. What sort of childish sorcerer drives clergy to chase after wild beasts and put out their eyes? We must stop this sick puppeteer. But this one can't just leave these fools to their own devices. Find the fork, then we'll give chase.
Alright. Jo'Fedefa, the Skooma Cat. No, that is very, very clever. Because Skooma Cat is exactly what the Khajiit call Jo'Fedefa. Oh, son of a bitch. That is a fucking troll. That is one troll, right? This is two trolls over there. Yes. Okay, so I am leaving. I need to go crazy. Thank you. He's up, so I'm right above my level. And she has no freaking anything left to do anything about it. Oh hell, there's one of them down at least. Alright, this is really telling my face. I think I'm here married, I think. Or, yes, I can, yeah. Alright. That is enough of this. Oh, here we go. The fucking manipulation. The button, the flashes, but the things alone, far from home. Sad fall, sad begin.
If this one must talk in circles with lunatics much longer, he too will go mad. Did you find any offending forks at the campground?
Yes, take a look.
Khajiit gets all goose-pimply in the hackles just touching it. Adoras fears things are even worse than he imagined. This fork reeks of more than beef. It stinks of oblivion.
Really, what exactly?
There is no denying it now. Our temple is caught in the claws of the Skooma Cat. He must be responsible for our moon bishop's strange visions. But how he spread his madness to the priests, I cannot fathom it.
What is this Skooma Cat?
Shegorath, or Sheogorath to some, the crook-tailed son of Anur and Fadomai, born before the moons and stars. He speaks from across the lunar lattice through the distilled moon sugar called skooma. But you said you saw him, in the flesh.
Yeah, bit is a small cat.
An Alfik? The Skooma Cat should not be able to cross the lunar lattice. If he walks among us, then Joan and Jode must truly be out of alignment. We must check on the temple.
Alright.
Please, you go ahead to the temple. Find our moon bishop. Keep her from spreading any more of this madness. Hadoras will meet you there, once he leads these ones to safety without them straying toward any other foolishness.
Tell me about the moon bishop.
Saizensa. Bright is the moons and just as beautiful. One look and you could tell that John and Jode shone their light upon her, and the path forward would be lit by the reflection in her eyes. When she spoke, one would be wise to listen. Not so now.
Do you think I can reason with her?
If there is anyone within 2 moons at Tenmar who could see truth through this madness, it would be her. But her eyes are clouded by the Skooma Cat's visions. I fear there will be no reaching her while he toys with us.
What's the story behind the Skooma Cat?
Before there were the moons or the world, there were Anur and Fadomai. From their union, all the god cats came, including the one Khajiit known as Shegarath, the crook-tailed cat who shares his madness with Sugartooths through Skooma.
Is that how he's been driving the priest insane?
Hadoras does not smell the sick sweetness of the drug upon men. Terrible as it is, the fleeting skooma dreams would be preferable to this all-consuming madness. On this side of the lattice, it seems Shegarath needs no sugar to share his lunacy.
The lattice?
The lunar lattice, formed by Jon and Jode's light, separates Nirni from the other god cats, and protects her children from the ones who do us harm. Normally, Shegarath could only send his mad thoughts across through the perverted moon sugar.
I think that's a door that the fuck about you.
This one isn't sure. The mere touch of it makes him want to spit fur, but he must keep it out of the hands of others. Perhaps he will bury it under the squatting sands where it belongs.
It's probably best if you hang on to it.
It is the least that this one can do to keep his kin from teetering off the edge of insanity. Hadoras will be alright. No amount of lingering beef stink will lure this one into putting it into his mouth. Or anywhere else for that matter.